Siemeczku wszystkim, z tej strony Maxi, ja dzisiaj zagram sobie Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. To już jest któryś tam odcinek, 17 chyba, coś takiego. Okej, słuchajcie, poza odcinkiem, to dosyć dużo się podziało, tam sobie wbiłem 8 level, tam wiesz, security pass i tak dalej, żebyśmy mogli już wszędzie wyjść i byśmy mogli zrobić kolejne zakończenia. Troszeczkę mi to zajęło, co nie? I tutaj w ogóle zauważyłem, że nie mamy czegoś zebrane, więc to zbierzmy. I przeczytajmy. Dobra, message. Ale to jest chyba bardzo stare, bo to powinniśmy zebrać na samym początku gry, a nie. Dobra, ogólnie. Zebrałem też coś takiego jak tam płyty, CD i tak dalej. Aczkolwiek nie patrzałem specjalnie, gdzie je trzeba otworzyć. Żeśmy ogarnęli to na odcinku. Ale, dobra, poczekajcie jeszcze chwilkę. Dobra, i jeszcze inwentory wam pokażę. Mamy 14 płyt, ponieważ dwie nie chcą mi się zrespić. Nie wiem, jakby robię wszystko tak jak powinno być, a one tak jak ich po prostu nie było, takich nie ma. Okej, Freddy niszczy niewidzialne drzwi, spoko. Mogę się teraz jeszcze przejść i zobaczyć, czy one tam będą, czy też nie, ale moim zdaniem raczej ich nie będzie. Po prostu. Nie wiem, że tutaj powinna być jedna, no ale właśnie jej nie było. I jedna tam w main stage, ale już mi się nie chce po prostu iść, bo to będzie za daleko. Tu na Foxim powinna jedna płyta leżeć, aczkolwiek nie leży. I nie wiem, czy to temu, że tu już po prostu wcześniej byliśmy, czy co, czy o co chodzi. No nic, w tym odcinku w ogóle spróbujemy sobie otworzyć te tam drzwi, co zostały mi do otwarcia, nie? Coś tam może popróbujemy, nie wiem, może głoszczyki czy coś, to chociaż z tym próbowaliśmy, ale może to się po prostu uda teraz, może po prostu wtedy, może, czemu ja się powtarzam? Po prostu coś się wtedy może zabagowało. Nie wiem, spróbujemy, zobaczymy, pożyjemy i tak dalej, i tak dalej. To dużo czasu mi to ogólnie zajęło, żeby zebrać te wszystkie itemy, co nie? I tak dalej. Żeby w ogóle te płyty zebrać. No nie ma save'a, trudno. Mam nadzieję, że docenicie. Ale dobra. Chodźmy tam i popróbujmy. Nie wiem, mamy blastera. Może z blastera jak w to strzelimy. No chociaż nie wiem, czy już próbowałem. Ale może jak z blastera w to strzelimy, to się stanie, nie mam pojęcia. W ogóle tu mamy nieotwarte? Co? Czemu tu mamy nieotwarte? To jest przecież w poprzednim odcinku tutaj otwierałem wszystko. Dobra, mamy tego robota. No okej, dwa razy z tego, czemu by nie. Okidoki, to tutaj też zbierałem, nie mam pojęcia o co tu chodzi. No nie wiem, Freddy, jak to myślisz? Ciebie użyć czy coś? Nie mam w sumie pojęcia. A teraz nawet nie użyję tego głoszczyki. O. No nie wiem, nic się nie dzieje, nie? Po prostu zero. Nie wiem, może postrzelać z blastera, to... Nie wiem, Freddy uśmiechnie się.
What are you doing?
Co jest? Trzeba było w to strzelić? What the to naprawdę było takie proste? Okej, bardzo szybko mi to... Słuchajcie... Chwila mi po prostu zajęła, żeby to rozgryźć, ale... Czy wy wiecie, gdzie my jesteśmy? Przecież tu, w tym miejscu... Pod koniec Sister Location... Oczywiście w złym endingu... no... Był Enarder, nie? Tutaj nasza postać sobie jadła. I tu wychodził Enarder. I mamy nawet... Popcorn jego, nie? Ale fajne nawiązanie. Tutaj chyba nic więcej nie może zrobić, dobra. Freddy pilnuj mnie tam. Tu mamy kolejny popcorn i... To miejsce możemy odsłuchać chyba.
Hello Vanessa, how are you feeling today?
17139.
Tired.
Jak się dziś czujesz? Jesteś chyba zmęczony.
Well, it's been a while since we last spoke. How's your anxiety been? You did so well with your calming protocols when we first worked together. Are you still using those? Yes? Okay, good. Well, now I understand there's a new issue. It came on just recently? Rather suddenly? Can you tell me about it?
What issue? I've been doing my job. I come in and sit at my desk and do my work.
Wykonywałem moją pracę.
Yes, of course you do.
Wiesz, że
Your
to robię.
performance reviews are good. But a routine check
performances
of
są
your
dobre.
online history has revealed that you've spent quite a bit of time with someone in an encrypted conversation. We have transcripts, and I've read them. But it's not clear what you're talking about in these conversations. I can't make sense of it. You must be getting something from these that I'm not getting, right? Who are you talking to in these?
No one. Sometimes I talk with Lewis. He's in the marketing department. He's nice.
Czasami rozmawiam z Louis.
Yes, I see
Chyba.
Lewis here. But there's someone else.
Dobra. No wiesz, mój angielski nie jest zbyt dobry, ja wam tego nie będę tłumaczył, ja po prostu słucham.
Good morning.
2, 4, 6,
Isn't it
7,
a
2.
pretty day? No?
Dzień dobry. Mamy
the
dzisiaj
matter?
ładny dzień, nie?
Oh, right.
Jaka szkoda.
Too
A, no
bright.
tak.
I'll pull the shades. Better? When
Lepiej?
the shade's pulled, it feels like we're in a cubbyhole or a cave? Yeah? So you're not talking to me again today?
Nie chcesz dzisiaj znowu
This
ze mną
isn't
gadać?
all that productive, you know. Don't you think the sessions are more successful when you talk to me? You know, everyone associated with this company gets performance reviews, right? When my sessions don't get results, my reviews aren't very good. If you don't want to talk for your own sake, how about for mine? You don't want me to get in trouble, do you? I could be put in the corner for a timeout. Yeah, you think that's funny, huh?
Okej, te nagrania strasznie długo trwają, ale
Go ahead.
otworzymy wszystkie.
Sit down.
I don't know you. What happened to...
Oh,
Znam cię. Co
we
się
get to
stało
know
z...
each other in no time. I've read through all your files, so I feel like we've been talking for weeks. I feel like I know your dad, too. Bill, right? Your dad's name was Bill? I'm sorry, what did you say?
Przepraszam,
I
co
try to do
powiedziałaś?
what I'm supposed to do.
I know you do. Your
Próbowałem coś w mojej
supervisor
mocy,
notes that you
wiem.
follow instructions perfectly. Your dad made you follow instructions, didn't he? I'm talking about the custody battle between your mum and your dad. Your dad didn't play fair, did he? He used to make your mum look bad in court. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Do you want to talk about how that felt? I suppose I don't need you to tell me it felt bad to have a parent scare you into saying things that weren't true. He manipulated you. It wasn't your fault. It's really sad. But it's common for one parent to use their child to hurt the other parent. I know your mum after she lost the custody case.
I was supposed to be a good girl.
Chciałem
What happened to
prosić dobrą
her had
dziewczyną.
nothing to do with you, even though it was your testimony that
Można
did
było
it.
jakieś zakłócenie, nie?
Was that
Słyszeliście?
testimony true? No, I didn't think so. But your dad is to blame, not you.
Ale czy tutaj Vanessa rozmawia z policjantką, czy z kimś takim? Czy to nie jest Vanessa, bo ja nie wiem. Nie mam
You're
pojęcia.
not going to talk to me? No?
Nie chcesz ze mną gadać?
What's
Nie?
the problem?
Czym jest problem?
The flowers?
A, kwiaty?
Yes, these are particularly fragrant today, aren't they?
Tak,
I'll move
jest
them.
to...
There. Now, let's see. What are you looking at? You're amazingly alert, aren't you? All right. Well, I'd like to have you tell me about yourself. But I can see that you're not going to do that. Or are you? All right then. If you aren't going to talk to me, I'll just go by these notes. You just sit there and be comfy. Or not. That chair doesn't really fit you, does it? Well, this won't take long. Let's see. Your previous counselor is no longer available. Does that bother you? No? You don't look surprised to see me sitting here instead of your last therapist. Well, then, let's get to it. I'll admit that some of what's in your file is a little surprising. Overall, you don't come across as a troublemaker. But if you read between the lines, it's clear that you have a little rebellious side, right? And I'm surprised by your knowledge of computers. You're something of a phenom. Do you know what that word means? It means you have unusual skill, like a hacker. I assume you know what a hacker is. Yes? Do you think of yourself as a hacker?
Freddy, co na to powiesz? W ogóle ta typiara brzmi jak jakaś... Jak pani wam kiedyś na lekcji otworzyła z płyty, wiecie, coś tam z angielskiego się zdawa, totalnie ona tak brzmi i tak mówi, nie? Dobra, kolejna płyta, już piąta. Cześć Vanessa, mówiłem, że to Vanessa.
I got a message last night about you.
Dostałem od ciebie wiadomość ostatniej nocy.
It was upsetting. Apparently, the IT department has put together a pretty lengthy report chronicling non-job related communications that have been coming to your computer. The fact that you're still doing
Czyli dobrze
something
myślałem.
obviously not work related
Policja
on the job is disturbing enough.
przesłuchuje Vanessę.
But what bothers me about what I read is
Prawie chyba
that the
dzieci?
messages you're getting seem
nie
very
jestem pewien.
manipulative in nature. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Czy wiesz, o czym
I get
mówię?
a lot of messages from friends. I
Wysyłam
like when
wiele
Louis
wiadomości do
writes to me.
przyjaciół.
He's funny.
I'm not talking about Louis. You know
Myślisz,
who
że to
I'm talking
śmieszne?
about. Why won't you open up about it? What you might not know is that this person who's been sending you messages has been hacking into your personal files too. These are the same files I have here. These files are full of details about your life. Do you know what that means?
Te pliki
I'm
przedstawiają
not
twoje
in the
życie.
tech department. I just type on the computers.
I know that. But what matters here is that this person who is contacting you knows a lot about you.
Lots of people know more than I do. Sometimes I need to listen.
Okej, słuchamy dalej.
Good morning. It's good to meet you. I've read your file, so I'm up to speed on what you and your previous therapists have worked on. Sure, you can have a candy. I'll have one too. You look chill sitting there like that. Not a care in the world, huh?
Czy to wszystko ma coś związanego z FNAF-em piątką?
Well, I'd like to start by talking about
Czy to jest
your
tylko takie
parents.
nawiązanie?
What happened to
Taki easter egg.
them and you was tragic. But when I looked through the notes, I didn't get a sense that you've processed that emotionally. When I read your account of what happened, it came across as, well, more of an objective rather than a subjective narrative. Oh, sorry. You don't know what that means, do you? What I mean is that the way you told the story is more like you were reading something from a book than you were talking about your own past. That makes me think you've cut yourself off from it. Is that right? Not sure? Well, I see in your file that you spend a lot of time by yourself and are good at self-dialogue. You know what I mean? Asking yourself questions and getting answers. So maybe you should ask yourself how you really feel about your past. Maybe you should give yourself a chance to really look at what happened and let yourself be upset about it, so you can let it go. Hi,
Ciekawe.
Vanessa.
Cześć Vanessa.
Would you like a candy? Butterscotch today.
Lubisz skierki?
No, thank you. Those
Nie,
have
dziękuję.
35 calories apiece.
25 kolorów, coś tam, coś tam.
They taste good to me.
Lepiej dla mnie.
Okay, I thought we could do something today that will help us get to know one another better. It looks like you've never taken an ink blot test, right? No? Okay. Then I'm going to show you some ink blots, like this one. And I want you to tell me the first thing it makes you think of. Here we go. What do you see here?
A treehouse.
It does look sort of like a tree house, doesn't it? Do you like tree houses?
I like to sit outside and read.
That's good. Now, what about this one?
A beetle.
Really? Looks like a face to me. That's very interesting.
Okej, czyli teraz pani, która przesłuchiwała naszą Vanessę, robiła test, pewien test, nie? Na co ci to wygląda? Coś takiego, coś w tym stylu.
Have you thought more about what we talked about? In our last session, you told me you were sad and scared about what happened to you. I suggested you write down exactly what made you so sad and scared. Did you do that? You know, I work with people of all ages, from little kids to the very elderly, and everyone reacts to tragedy differently. Tragedy always leads to a feeling of loss. It's a hole that feels funny, right? Yeah. So, if you could process those feelings, how do you think it would affect your fantasies? Would you keep them in the way they are?
Tutaj nie jestem pewien o co chodziło.
What are you doing?
Co robisz?
You like those?
A,
I do
lubisz
too.
to?
They smell so sweet, don't they? Apparently, the janitor on this floor has a garden and has been putting bouquets in the offices here for years. Do you ever grow things? No?
I work a lot.
I know you do. Maybe more than you should. More free time would do you good. Do you have a hobby? No? Perhaps we could find one for you, like a sport. No? I have a craft space in my basement. Maybe I could come up with something you could learn to do.
I don't like dark basements.
Nie lubię ciemnych piwnic. Tu chodziło, że pani policjantka chyba powiedziała, że ma coś tam w piwnicy, co nie? No, Vanessa mówi, że że nie lubi ciemnych piwnic. No tak to mniej więcej z tego co wysłuchałem, tak to mniej więcej było.
I'd say make yourself comfortable, but I think you already are. It looks like you could take a nap. That's a nice chair, isn't it? According to these message logs, you've been working pretty late over the last couple of weeks. Or not working. Are you ready to talk about who you're interacting with? From what I can see here, the interaction is getting more serious. Is it distracting you from your work?
My work is important. There's a non-disclosure agreement.
Moja praca nie jest ważna. Coś tam. Lecimy dalej.
Good morning, Vanessa.
Dzień dobry,
I
Vanessa.
can't blame you for looking out the window instead of listening to me. It's a gorgeous day, isn't it?
I like the blue sky.
So do I. Now, let's see what we can get done on this nice sunny day. Okay, here we go. I know part of your job requires you to do online searches, but a routine audit of your search history has revealed that you're doing a little private searching on company time. Is that right?
I get breaks.
That's true. So, on your breaks, it looks like you were shopping for a costume. You purchased some fake fur material. What are you gonna make? What was that? Did you say the costume is a secret? Why is that?
I can't talk about this. He said he would always be watching. He could be here, or there, or anywhere in between.
Are you talking about your dad? Have those feelings come up again? I hate sounding like a broken record, but this is something you really need to resolve if you're ever going to be happy.
I have. I compartmentalized him. He's locked away.
No, that's not what I mean. You can't just ignore an issue. You have to face your memory of the experiences and process them so you can let it go. So you don't get triggered anymore. You can use a sort of self-dialogue to release these things.
I don't like doing that.
Well, okay. We'll get back to that. I'd really like to know something about this costume. What's it for?
Okej, na samym początku było coś w stylu, że policjantka, tak, czy ktoś wchodzi do pokoju, Vanessa się patrzyła w niebo i tak dalej. Potem ona powiedziała, że lubi patrzeć na błękitne niebo, bo czemu by nie. Ale chyba właśnie w tym momencie dostaliśmy potwierdzenie, że Vanessa to jest Łoni, ponieważ mówiła o kostiumie, który jest sekretem i o którym nie może mówić, bo wszyscy patrzą. Więc to jest bardzo ciekawe.
I understand you'll be transferring to a different location soon. I'll be sorry to see you go. I think we've been making progress. Don't
Myślę, że
you?
robimy progres. A
You
ty?
can request to come back and speak with me more on your own time, though. Did you know that? Our sessions don't have to be company mandated. I have all sorts of clients, Vanessa. I don't just work with corporations. I work with individuals and small groups. I even work in schools. I'm wherever I'm needed.
I'm needed somewhere else now. Thank you.
Potrzebuję teraz kogoś, dziękuję ci. Okej, moja teoria z policjantką jest do dupy, ponieważ to jest psycholog, z którym Vanessa się umawia na spotkania, tak? Ona właśnie mówiła, że musi z nią więcej rozmawiać, bo inaczej nie może jej pomóc. No i że ma więcej klientów.
When I'm getting to know a new client, I like to start by finding out directly from them what they like to do. How do you spend all the time you have? Nothing. Well, how do you feel about sports? You like sports? Yeah? No? Oh, I get it. You like to watch them, but not play them. You like being inside, don't you? I get that. Lots of weird stuff outdoors, isn't there? Yeah, I understand. Well, I hate to do this right off the bat, but I've been directed to ask you about this. Apparently, I'm the 4th therapist you've had. And apparently, all 3 of your former therapists have gone missing. Or 2 of them are missing. I don't want to scare you, but I have to tell you that one of them was found dead. That doesn't seem to upset you. Well, then I guess I'll go ahead and tell you that the woman's body was pretty messed up. It looked like it was mangled by machinery. That doesn't bother you either? It's all pretty strange, I think. I'm not clear on the circumstances. Apparently the police don't have any evidence. How does all of this make you feel? Maybe I should be watching my back. Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? Okay, shall we move on to something lighter?
Okej, czyli teraz wiadomo, pytała Vanessy, czy lubi jakieś sporty i tak dalej, co robi w wolnym czasie. Vanessa się nie odzywała w ogóle. I coś na końcu było, czy mam spojrzeć teraz za siebie. I się po prostu z tego śmiała, tak? Albo czy ktoś stoi w drzwiach, coś takiego chyba było. Ostatnia płyta, bodajże.
Do you know a place called Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex? I'll take your silence as a yes.
Słyszałaś o Freddy Fazbear?
And
Myślę, że tak.
besides, I know you know it. Because the technicians who work for Pizzaplex know you. Or rather, I guess it would be better to say that they think they do.
Praca w
They
Pizzaplex
report
nie
that
jest dla
they've caught
ciebie?
you on camera, or at least it appears to be you. Nothing to say about that?
Nic na to
Well,
nie
the techs
powiesz?
are convinced that you've hacked into their system many times.
Ktoś zhakował system wiele razy. Albo
Although,
ty.
I'll admit I don't see any proof here. Seems like they have more of a gut feeling than fact. But apparently, the hacks are causing all kinds of problems. You get a kick out of that? The idea of techs running around like chickens with their heads cut off? Yeah, that's a funny image, isn't it? But seriously, I have to say that I think it's weird that you'd spend so much time in such a busy, social place. You seem like more of a loner to me. Lots of time by yourself instead of with friends. Lots of time talking to yourself. Right? Is it the electronics you like? I saw in your file that you have developed software programs that talk to you in repeat phrases, right? The program asks you questions and prompts you for responses. It's kind of like your own self-therapy, isn't it? Another way of talking to yourself to work things out, right? When I saw some of your recent encrypted conversation logs, that's what I thought I was looking at. It felt like I was watching someone go back and forth in their own head. But the text found something that's different than that. When I read what they found, at first, I thought I was looking at more examples of you just talking with yourself. Then I realized it was different. When I study this, it sounds like there is someone else responding to you. Who is it?
Okej. Czyli bardzo dużo rzeczy żeśmy się dowiedzieli. Aczkolwiek no, brakuje mi jeszcze 2 płyt, które nie chcą się załadować, nie wiem czemu. Wow, nie wiedziałem, że tak jest. I że tak będzie. Dobra, to miejsce sobie zostawiamy jak na razie. No i co, słuchajcie. Dziś już bardzo długo ten odcinek trwa. Wiecie co to znaczy, że skończymy go teraz. Ale to było bardzo ciekawe i nie wiem. O ile tych 2 płyt nie znajdę, to spróbujemy, to nie wiem, to wrzucę wam po prostu, nie? Albo z plików gry, jeżeli by mi się udało, albo po prostu z YouTube'a, nie? Albo obejście możecie też obejrzeć czegoś innego, tak? Ja też tam za dużo nie tłumaczyłem, bo po prostu miałoby to większego sensu i tyle w temacie. Co, mam nadzieję, że wam się to spodoba. Jeżeli nie, to zapraszam do innych moich filmów. Subskrybujcie, lajkujcie, komentujcie. W następnym odcinku zrobimy sobie kolejne zakończenia. Na razie, cześć, siemanko, yo!